The financial year ended 30th June 2024 by Honorable Peter Kiriga, Chairperson, Committee on Special Funds Accounts. Honorable Speaker, tomorrow, Wednesday, 4th June 2025 at 9:30 a.m., we will have papers, that is, reports of the Committee on Health Services on the Engineer County Level 4 Hospital Annual Report and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2024 by Honorable Geshe Wabaida, Chairperson's Committee on Health Services. Report of the lands, fiscal planning and urban development on Olkalau Municipality half-year report and financial statements for the period ended December 31st, 2024 by Honorable John Dugashino, Chairperson's Committee on Lands. That one will be a report of the Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries on the budget implementation for the financial year 2023-2024. This one, Honorable Speaker, will be by Chairperson Honorable Kungu. Share budget on budget. As we continue, Honorable Speaker, I have to clarify something. This was a report on Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries and Budget implementation for the financial year 2023-2024 by Honorable Paul Keruka Boro, Chairperson's Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries. So it wasn't budget. On notice of motions, we'll have we have a third report, that is report on the Committee on Health Services and J.M. Kariuki Memorial County Level 4 Hospital Annual Report on Financial Statements for the year ended 30th June 2024 by Honorable Paulo Geshe Wabaide, Chairperson's Committee on Health Services. The fourth report will be on Committee on Youth Affairs, Sports and Arts on the Departmental Budget Implementation Report for the financial 2023-2024 by Honorable Joseph Kuria Duo, Chairperson's Committee on Sports, Youth Empowerment and Arts. The fifth report is a report of the House Business Committee on the restructuring of sectoral committees in accordance with the Gazette notice on the organization of county executive departments by Honorable Samuel Chege Gadrimu, Deputy Speaker and the Vice Chairperson's House Business Committee. On notice of motions, Honorable Speaker, we will have a notice of motion on the report of the House Business Committee on the restructuring of sectoral committee in accordance with the Gazette notice on the organization of county executive department by Honorable Samuel Chege Gadrimo, Deputy Speaker, Vice Chair Business Committee. On statements, there will be a response to a statement sought by Honorable Samuel Muikayani on contracting of environmental impact assessment, that is EIA services within the county, funds collected for the services and the expenditures therein for the financial year 2017-2018 to financial year 2022-2023 by Honorable Sakari Modi Jeru, Chairperson's Committee on Finance, Economic Planning and ICT. On motions and bills, we'll have Nyandarua County Climate Change Amendment Bill 2024 for second reading, sponsored by Honorable Isaac Kamaubaye, Chairperson's Committee on Water and Environment. Honorable Speaker, this notice of paper is prepared and published pursuant to Standing Orders 40 and 41, signed by Mr. Mukiri Mushiri, Clerk of the Nyandarua County Assembly. I do table.
The notice is duly tabled. Thank you, Honorable Ibra. Let's go to the next order.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a paper to be laid by Honorable Peter Gadongo Kamau, Chairperson, Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services.
Very well, Honorable Peter Gadongo Kamau, Chairperson, Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And I also take this opportunity to welcome back my colleagues after a long recess. And Mr. Speaker, sir, the Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services have already seized the House with a budget implementation report for the subsidized polytechnic tuition fee for the financial year 2023-2024, which is yet to be debated in this House, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the rest of the projects and programs will be considered in different reports by the committee. So the committee will therefore table this report within the next 60 days, Honorable Speaker, as it is currently considering the petition from the integrated displaced persons, which has a timeline of 60 days, 60 calendar days, as per Standing Order number 2092 of this Assembly, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, that is the brief that I have concerning the report. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Gatungo, something escaped my attention.
Speaker?
Something escaped my attention. I beg your pardon in the last part of your submission.
I've said that currently the committee is faced with a report which has a timeline of 60 days to this House, Honorable Speaker, and which we are working on. And within the same period, this is when we shall have a comprehensive report on the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. The preliminary report is given, and the result is well explained and deserving, and so I grant it as sought. So, Chair, ensure the report is ready within the time requested or stated. Clerk, next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, statements. Order number 8, motions and bills. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a motion to be moved by Honorable Peter Gadongo Kamau, Chairperson, Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services.
Very well, Honorable Peter Gadongo Kamau, Chairperson, Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs and Culture and Social Services.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. And this is as per the report of the Department of the Departmental Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services Committee on the subsidized youth polytechnic tuition fee for the financial year 2023-2024, which was tabled in this House on the 7th of May 2025 at 2:30 p.m. Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, the committee is on the financial statement to the committee. And Honorable Speaker, on 7th August 2024, County Government of Nyandarua Quarterly Report and Financial Statements for the period ended June 30th, 2024, were tabled in the House by the Leader of the Majority Party, Honorable Elijah Mwangi Nyaga. Consequently, they were referred to the Departmental Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services, pursuant to Nyandarua County Standing Orders number 200. The committee was directed to consider the quarterly reports and the financial statements for the period ended 30th June 2024 and compile a budget implementation report for the financial year 2023-2024. Honorable Speaker, the committee held a number of meetings and resolved to consider reports and compile the budget implementation reports for the following directorates independently. And one is on early childhood. Number 2 was on vocational training centers. Number 3 was the current transfers for vocational training centers, that is SYPT, capitation. And number 4, Honorable Speaker, social services, culture and library. And Honorable Speaker, the committee established the Committee on Education, Children Affairs, Culture and Social Services is established under Standing Order number 200. The committee is mandated to, 1, is to investigate, inquire into, and report all matters relating to the mandate, management activities, administration, operation, and estimates of the assigned departments. Number B is to scrutinize the programs and policy objectives of the department and evaluate the implementation effectiveness. Number C, Honorable Speaker, is to study and review all county registration deferred to it. And number D is to evaluate the relative success of the department, comparing results with the stated objectives. And number E, Honorable Speaker, is to investigate and inquire into matters pertaining to the assigned departments as deemed necessary or referred by the Assembly. The vetting and reporting on appointments requiring Assembly approval under the Constitution, any applicable rule. And number G, Honorable Speaker, is making periodical reports and recommendation to the Assembly, including proposals for new legislation. The committee composition, Honorable Speaker, in consideration the Nyandarua County Capitation Policy for Early Childhood Education 2024, the committee comprised the following honorable members: myself as the chair, we have Honorable Patience Nyambura Manga as the vice chair, we have Honorable Ruben Getau, we have Honorable Isaac Kamau Mbae, Honorable Mary Wajiko Kabiru, Honorable Munyua Joyce Wanjiru, Honorable Stephen Muridi Matimu, Honorable Jeffrey Kamwana Waruido, and Honorable Duncan Yedenji Chege as members. The Secretariat is as stated, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, I would like to extend my special gratitude to the honorable members of the committee whose commitment and inputs have been invariable in the compilation of this report. We would also like to extend our gratitude to your office and the office of the clerk for making the entire report writing process successive. Finally, Honorable Speaker, it is my singular honor and distinguished duty on behalf of the committee to present this report on budget implementation on the subsidized youth polytechnic tuition fee for the financial year 2023-2024. And Honorable Speaker, the vocational training centers were fundamentally established to offer technical, industrial, vocational education and training, that is TVET, through the provision of skills, knowledge, attitude, and values needed for the praise of work, Honorable Speaker. In contrast to general education, running in TVET is centered on applied as opposed to academics, practical as opposed to theory, and skills as opposed to knowledge. TVET is meant to prepare runners for careers based on manual and practical activities. Honorable Speaker, in Kenya, technical vocational education and training TVET forms a separate system that parallels the general education system with its own institutional structures, programs, etc. The history of Youth Polytechnic, Honorable Speaker, the vocational training centers formerly known as Youth Polytechnic are a product of myriad commission and sessional papers. The first such commission in the independent Kenya is the Omide Commission of 1964, which recommended the introduction of pre-vocation subjects into primary schools and enhancement of adult education, alongside change of curriculum, that is the 7-4-2-3 system. This was the first instance where the country recognized the need for vocational training before independence. Education Rights Society was stratified along racial lines. There existed an African education and an European education and an Asian education. Three separate systems divided by rigid boundaries. That is Omide 1964. In 1968, the National Council of Churches of Kenya, NCCK, conceived the idea of youth polytechnics with an aim to solve the soaring youth unemployment. NCCK believed that village polytechnics would alter the negative attitude of young people towards manual work and rural livelihood. Most of the youth polytechnics thus initiated were managed by churches, local communities, non-governmental organizations, that is NGOs, and also faith-based organizations. Honorable Speaker, it is not until 1971 that the Kenyan government came in support to the youth polytechnics built by built by the local communities and the churches. By then, there were about 55 youth polytechnics, that is village polytechnics, involved in training high school graduates in various vocational subjects such as welding, accounts, mechanics, catering, carpentry, and teaching. The increased number of youth polytechnics precipitated higher unemployment rates in the country, necessitated the formation of the Gashadi Commission, which was in the year 1976. The commission recommended the designing of self-employment program through increased technical and vocational institutes. Further, a proposal was floated to restructure the curriculum in order to have more technical and vocational subjects in the curriculum. In 1981, Mackey Commission recommended the curriculum change from the 7-4-2-3 to the 8-4-4 system, which we are product of, Honorable Speaker. An introduction of vocational and technical subjects in primary school. In the year 1988, there was a Kamunge Commission, proposed a number of recommendations, among them provision of basic facilities and equipment, capacity building and improvement of the youth polytechnic instructors. Unfortunately, none of these recommendations were implemented. Honorable Speaker, the election of Moi Kibaki as the third President of the Republic of Kenya in the year 2002 saw renewed efforts to rejuvenate, strengthen and streamline the operation of Kenyan youth polytechnics. In the year 2005, the Youth Training Department under the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports was established through the Presidential Circular number 1 of 2005, and it was mandated to revitalize the youth polytechnic countrywide, develop the national policy of youth polytechnics and vocational sector, develop, implement and review the National Vocational Certificate in Education and Training curriculum. Number 4, Honorable Speaker, was to equip youth with technical, vocational life skills and entrepreneurial skills, and construct, rehabilitate, equip and expand youth polytechnic, and empower youth with ICT skills. Facilitate training and preparation of youth for nation building through leadership training, and coordinate youth organizations in the country to facilitate youth training agenda through structured organization, collaborations and networking, manage and develop staff and instructors, and manage the subsidized youth polytechnic tuition, that is SYPT, and manage top-up grants to instructors employed by the Board of Governors in the registered youth polytechnics. Honorable Speaker, the department undertook several programs such as developing of physical infrastructure, provision of tools and equipment, training of the youth polytechnic instructors, and developing new curriculum of 12 courses as follows: 1 ICT, 2 building and technology, 3 motor vehicle technology, 4 fashion design and garment making, 6 hairdressing and beauty therapy, 7 electrical and electronics technology, 7, Honorable Speaker, metal processing technology, food processing technology, agribusiness, appropriate carpentry and joinery, leatherwork technology, and finally, that is 12, refrigeration and air conditioning. Honorable Speaker, the subsidized youth polytechnic fee, that is capitation, prior to devolution, in the year 2008 and 2009, Ministry of Youth Affairs, Sports was for the first time allocated funds for the subsidized youth polytechnic tuition scheme, that is SYPT. The program aimed to enhance access in technical and vocational training and increase enrollment in the vocational training centers, formerly known as the Village Youth Polytechnic. Under this program, the national government provided a capitation fee of Kenya shillings 15,000 to each youth polytechnic training per annum, which was distributed as per the table. Honorable Speaker cannot be able to debate the table, but I'm sure the honorable members in their gadgets can be able to access what I'm talking about. It is well tabulated, Honorable Speaker. So as per the fees which was supposed to be paid, that is for term 1, term 2, and term 3, and what it ought to stand for, or what it ought to cater for, Honorable Speaker. The youth polytechnic, in the advent of devolution, Honorable Speaker, despite the numerous and laudable achievements, the youth polytechnic had registered since the inception in 1968. The 2010 Constitution, in its very provision around the devolution of youth polytechnics to county government, save for the education policy, curriculum, development, and examination, which were left to the national government. Needless to say, the county government were expected to continue availing the SYPT to the trainees. This, however, was not realized in Nyandarua County until the financial year 2016-2017, when shillings 4 million was appropriated in the budget. Honorable Speaker, over the years, County Assembly has appropriated funds towards subsidized vocational training fees and disbursement over the years as illustrated in the tables below. Honorable Speaker, I'm sure the members can be able to access the information in their gadgets. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in the financial year 2018-2019, the amount allocated for SYPT was 20,244,000, which was supposedly a top-up to the 2017-2018, an additional capitation rate of Kenya shillings 12,000 per annum for the enrollment of 1,687 students, Honorable Speaker. And there is a history on that, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Mangeshe, member of this House, can tell you the money was not appropriated in the best way, and this assembly had to stamp its authority. Honorable Speaker, over and above the amount allocated to address the previous year's shortfall, however, from the financial year 2019-2020, County Assembly has consequently appropriated the following budget towards subsidized youth polytechnic, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it is stated in the table, and I'm sure the honorable members can be able to see it. And on Chapter 3, the Committee Observation and Findings, Honorable Speaker, the committee received a letter on 11th March 2025 from the CCM Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services concerning the disbursement of SYPT to the various vocational training centers. It held a series of meetings to conduct a comprehensive review of the information received. The committee observed that it was served with the following documents: fees payable to the various vocational training centers, disbursement charges to various vocational training centers, bank statement for the various vocational training centers, authority to incur expenditure AIE for the various vocational training centers, and draft vocational training policy. Upon scrutiny, our observations are detailed below, Honorable Speaker, stating all the vocational training centers that we have in this county, plus the amount that was disbursed. I'm sure Honorable Ngeshe can check on his Miharati, where the scholars were allocated 17,000 shillings, and each boarder was allocated some 24,500 I'm not sure whether Honorable Gashomba is here, can check on Kinangop, where Honorable Maria Harun can check on the allocation for Rurie. Honorable Speaker, all are well stated here, and it is worth noting that the exam fee payable to various examination bodies such as NITA, NAPTEC, Kenya National Examination Council is not part of the fees payable to the various vocational training centers. These examination fees have for many years been taken care of by the national government, but there are some changes, Honorable Speaker, as we speak. There is also subsidized youth polytechnic tuition fee for the financial year 2023-2024, and during the financial year 2023-2024, the subsidized youth polytechnic tuition fees was allocated a total amount of 34,704,576 shillings, as illustrated in the table below, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, every sub-county, we have the amount which was allocated, and I can see, even in my ward where we have two polytechnics, can see the amounts which were allocated in Kinangop, as well they can check on the table what was allocated. Same case with Orokarau sub-county, Honorable Speaker, Oljorok sub-county, which had just one polytechnic, and finally Kipipiri. Honorable Speaker, the committee observed that while the SYPT funding toward other PTCs were made between 4th and 9th January 2024, the transfers for Kanyagia PTC was made on 5th July 2024, after the financial year had lapsed. The department did not provide explanation on this delay. In addition, the department neither availed budget of the VTCs as approved by the various boards of management, nor the implementation report. There was the AIE, that is the authority to incur expenditure. The various vocational training center managers were able to utilize the SIPT funds under the following board heads. There was utilities. A, there is utility, water and electricity. B, there is textbook, exercise books and stationery, instructor guides, training manuals and syllabuses. C, there is instructional materials. D, local travel and transport. Repair and maintenance of tools and equipment. Repair and maintenance of buildings. Training and financial management. Co-curricular activity. Skill competitions. Bank charges. Tool and equipment. The financial year allocation per PTC per vote head in line with the authority to incur expenditure is as shown in the table below. It's an elaborated table, Honorable Speaker, which you can't be able to go figure by figure, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the effectiveness and lawfulness of the SYPT funding. Honorable Speaker, the committee observed that the authority to incur to expenditure issued by the chief officers to the managers of various VTCs was not clear. For instance, there was a vote head described as training and financial management, which could be construed to exclude other relevant trainings of the center managers and the BOMs. Further, there were separate vote heads for repair and maintenance of buildings, repair and maintenance of tools and equipment, and also bank charges, Honorable Speaker. The vote held on bank charges have inconsistent rate of allocation from one VTC to another, yet this expenditure may not be reliably estimated in isolation. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. That is the report from the committee. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. They had already been tabled. I call to take the committee member who is here. I call Honorable Stephen Matimo Moridi to second. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I second the motion, and it's upon the democratically elected members of this honorable house to go through the report, looking at how much has been allocated to various VCT centers in their areas, and ensuring that because I'm proud of these members because they do visit their wards from time to time. I remember there's a time that I was with Honorable Geshe at the VCT center at his area. I would wish when these honorable members do pass by these centers, kindly pass by and try to do due diligence to ensure that these funds go a long way to benefit our children, the students in these centers, so that by the end of the day, we shall have a good workforce in implementing the Kenya Kwanza manifesto of the plan. I have seen from the same, we have several works that goes a long way to help these students even work in the houses being constructed by this very government. So with that, Mr. Speaker, sir, I second. Thank you, Honorable Matibu. I propose the question, which is that this House does adopt the report of the Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services on the implementation of subsidized Youth Polytechnic Tuition Fees Program for year ended June 30th, 2024, as a report of the House and the recommendations therein as the resolution of the House. Yes, Honorable Geshe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the report and also to congratulate the committee led by Honorable Kamau. Is it Kamau Gadongo? But it could be Gadongo Kamau. Mr. Speaker, there is something that I have observed from the report, and it is on the establishment of the technical, industrial, vocational education and training, whereby the chair is saying us they are centered on applied as opposed to academic, and they don't look at the theory and skills. They look at the skills and not the theory and the knowledge. And maybe the chair is that nowadays there is a great change, a great shift from what is happening in our TVET vis-a-vis what is happening in our vocational training center. There is a need to remain competitive, because previously they were calling them village polytechnics, and later on they changed to TVET. And there is much competition from the vocational training centers, because they are now offering those courses. They are offering plumbing, electrical, and so long as there is this competition, we need to ask ourselves, who are going to these TVETs? It is unlikely to find somebody who has completed Form 4 joining our TVET. It is unlikely. So, and those who join, they normally come from, I don't know, Honorable Muridi, is it now grade 9 or, we don't understand this government, we are confused. But previously it was class 8. Those who complete class 8, they are the ones who are joining this debate. And the reason as why I'm telling the chair that we have now drift, there is change, and even how now the county government will act is, I take an example of Meharati vocational training. That is in Pipiri Watch. I have two. I have Rereshwa and I have this Meharati. when you make a visit there, mostly I find the catchment area, even the catchment area, the Miharati, most of the students are not coming from Ufini. Actually, they are coming from Geta, from Donyegero, Nyandarua. They are coming from Rolie. They are coming from all over Nyandarua. And when I even do the follow-up, I find that mostly even from the wards they come from, when there were bursaries, they could be issued bursaries from those wards. So my point is this: now the formation of the TVET, it is not that it is the village. It is not that it is the village, that village polytechnic. It has changed. The students are coming from all over. You find even other members will contribute. You find in their locality, those who have got the TVET, you find we talk of Nyandarua, talk of Mirangini. Mirangini, sometimes it was pronounced that it is a center of excellency. I don't know whether it was in computing or whether it was in engineering, but there was to remain competitive, there was a way, a model that even the previous governor was trying to introduce. Like for the Mirangini, I recall it was about mechanical engineering. That is where you find the garages. Like now, we have the county vehicles where they can be repaired. The formation was to have these turned to a center of excellence in mechanical engineering. And now, when you talk of capitation, when you want now to do this center of excellence vis-a-vis capitation, the point I want to bring out is how you can make it work. You may take Mirangini to be a center of mechanical engineering. What will happen is that all students, all of Nyandarua who are interested in mechanical engineering, they will join Mirangini. When they are at Mirangini, this capitation now will help them. Will help them now. They will be equipped with the knowledge about mechanical engineering. And that is how we can live as a county. Because when the chair is almost desperate, telling me, go and confirm whether they received the 17,000, go and confirm whether this capitation reached to the institution. It is a bit technical. Because if we know exactly what is happening in our TVET, we can be able to salvage what is happening. Let me, as I see it, let me give you an example in Wanjohi, that is Karoroha. Is it Karoroha in Demi? It has got less than 10 students. That is a TVET. It is there. It is a TVET with less than 10 students. When you go even to the Shaupod where our chair comes from, he will tell us about what is happening there. In that TVET, actually they are dying despite having this capitation. And of course, you may find, Chair, if you dig deeper, you may find that this capitation, there could be there, but this money, maybe they don't reach to these students. So it is a wake-up call that we need to know how to tackle this issue. Despite the National Council of Churches, Kenya 1968, having the idea of TVET, there is changing, there is dynamism. It is dynamic now. We should now know the model that we should use so that we have this value for money. We may have this capitation going, but nobody is actually benefiting, because you find they join from the background they come from, they leave. But the question is, has their names been expunged from the school document? And the answer is no. So you may find we have a student there who receives capitation, but he is not in the school. So with that, Mr. Speaker, I support the effort, and I support this report because it is an eye-opener. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Denji.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also rise to support this ideal idea from the Committee of Education and Social. Mr. Speaker, on the breadth of what Ms. Honorable Keshe has indicated, Mr. Speaker, there are two ideas here, especially when we are instilling knowledge to those students that are in TVET. Mr. Speaker, I would wish also to ask the committee to come up with an idea that after the completion of those students, Mr. Speaker, it's important even to know the end product. And the end product, Mr. Speaker, it's also how we can push and assist those students after coming out of school. Mr. Speaker, there is giving knowledge and there is giving capitation. Mr. Speaker, I find no reason why we cannot consolidate those students, mostly those that come from Nyandarua County. We identify a few numbers and we start a kind of juakari where we can be having a group of about 20 so that we can be facilitating them and giving them capitation so that we can also raise the revenue, because once they start working or they start their juakari projects, Mr. Speaker, the Nyandarua County also will benefit in revenue. So I was even urging the committee to either start thinking of how in the future we can be gathering those students, we put them either in Olkalau, we allocate them with a kind of, we give them a facility, such a lad, so that we identify if they have 20, we give them some few coins, so that they can start working for themselves. Mr. Speaker, it's important because some of those students which have completed, they are becoming desperate after coming from school and after spending a lot of money. Mr. Speaker, it's my humble request, if the chairman can think about that one, together with his committee, if it is possible or if it is achievable, we can be getting a few numbers of students, whereby we can be facilitating them for their future benefit. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wish to contribute to this report from the Department of Education Committee. Mr. Speaker, vocational training centers are critical centers of empowerment to our youth and generally people that need to be skilled. And Mr. Speaker, pursuant to the Vision 2030 that seeks to find Kenya an industrialist country, Mr. Speaker, this department or these vocational training centers are therefore very important. One thing I would want to contribute is
that the committee, on top of this good report that they have produced, go further and seek to find the courses that are being trained and the compatibility of these courses with the needs of the community. Mr. Speaker, you'll find that there are many Juakari, as they are known, Juakari centers that are informal, but they meet critical needs of the community, provide tools that are needed, like cultivating tools, and these courses can be incorporated in our vocational training centers, because as the world is moving, we need courses that are meeting the local needs of the communities. On top of looking to enrich the menu or enrich the syllabus, there is also need, Mr. Speaker, for the Committee on Education, doing oversight on behalf of the County Assembly, to look into even distribution of these vocational centers. Mr. Speaker, you'll find that there is no single vocational training center in Geta Ward, while other wards have got more than 2 vocational training centers. There is none, though maybe it can be blamed on a past leadership, but I think it is the duty of the Department of Education to ensure even distribution of these vocational training centers, so that we can guarantee accessibility of these training centers to our students who cannot afford to go and rent in Meharate and be accommodated there. So therefore, Mr. Speaker, I wish to challenge the department or the Committee on Education to go further and ensure that the department facilitates the coming up of the vocational training centers. Mr. Speaker, I'm trying to start one at Geta, and we have done the public participation. We already have the board members, but there are also bottlenecks that prohibits the quick establishment of these vocational training centers. And I believe it should be the easiest way. We should have very easy way of establishing these VTCs, especially removing the bureaucracy that hinders the establishment, making it easy for every ward to afford a VTC, so that we can have so many of our youth trained and have skills. In the event of this, the unemployment that is there, it is critical that to note that this training, these skills, enables the individuals to self-employ themselves by providing these needed skills like plumbing, electrical expertise, ICT, and so on. They provide these services to the community as they are needed. It is a department that needs a lot of attention, because it provides it bridges the gap between the unemployment, because it enables the individual to self-employ themselves. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I wish to challenge the committee, as it also, like Honorable Igeche said, that instead of burdening, putting it on the elected members, I think it is the duty of the committee even to seek, even if it is facilitation, so that they can go and find out whether the capitation ever was effective, and go further and find out
the modification of the policy to establish the vocational training centers in every ward, so much that when the community wants to establish one, the Department of Education comes in, makes it easier for them, and so that it can realize the establishment, and therefore we shall develop. However, this is a good report, and I believe also the publicity should continue, that so that the students can know that there is this subsidy, because many people are scared of the school fees, and when they are aware that there are subsidies provided, then we will have more enrollment and therefore more empowerment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. I now put the question, which is that this House does adopt the report of the Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services on the implementation of subsidized youth polytechnic tuition fees program for the year ended 30th June 2024 as a report of the House, and the recommendations therein as the resolution of the House.
Point of clarification.
May those of a similar opinion say aye.
Aye.
May those of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Point of clarification from the chair.
Yes, when the chair is on feet, Honorable Ngeshe, I think it's fair he finished, then you come up. Yes?
And that is exactly what has happened, but a mess has already happened, because I never saw the mover being called, and also he has not responded. So I need clarification whether that is the way to go.
Very well. I'll be giving a communication in regard to that. Thank you. Clerk, next order.
Point of information.
Yes. I've noted the issue that has been raised. That's why I said I'll address it. Yes, Honorable Katungo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. What Honorable Geshe should understand, we are coming from a long recess, so those mishaps should be understood. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes. Clerk, next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, we've exhausted the business as indicated in the morning session's order paper.
There being no other business to transact under this sitting, I now adjourn the House to Tuesday, the 3rd day of June 2025 at 2:30 p.m.